The Chicago Bears select Kyler Gordon, cornerback out of Washington, with the 39th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears draft reaction video. If you guys want to see all my reactions to every single pick the Bears make this year, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be reacting to every single pick the Bears make and giving you guys a video breaking the picks down. I actually had a live stream going for day 2 of the draft, which a lot of you guys tuned into, so I appreciate all you guys that tuned into that live stream. But I reacted to all the picks that the Bears made. A bunch of my buddies reacted to those picks as well. And I won't lie, guys, a lot of us weren't the happiest because we wanted different players. But I will say that we don't know nearly as much football as these GMs do, as Ryan Poles does. He's coming from a pretty good organization. So I'm going to try to trust him on these picks and not complain too much, because I personally would have liked to see, more offensive picks to help out Justin Fields. But hey, we got a steal in Kyler Gordon in the second round, especially at a position of need for the Chicago Bears. Although it wasn't a position on the offense which would have been helping out Justin Fields, Kyler Gordon is a damn good player, a damn good pick in the second round. And in this video, I'll be breaking down what he's going to bring to the Chicago Bears. So let's start by talking about his measurables. So he's 5'11", weighs 198 pounds, so decent size, decent length. Obviously not the tallest, but he's still tall enough to match up against, most receivers he's going to go up against in the NFL. And if you look at his RAS, his relative athletic score, which measures all the athletic tests that he gave at the combine, he is one of the best athletes in the entire draft class at defensive back. Okay, he scored a 9.69 out of 10, which ranked as the 63rd out of 2001 cornerbacks from 1987 to 2022. So in terms of the 40-yard dash, he ran a pretty good 40-yard dash. Good shuttle, good 3-cone, good vertical, good broad. Now, these are all just combine tests that don't always translate to the NFL field. But if you look at his tape, guys, a lot of what he's showing at the combine, it was translating to the field in college football. Okay, he was a very explosive athlete that was matching up against some of the most explosive receivers in college football and holding his own against pretty much all of them, guys. Okay, if you actually look at Kyler Gordon and his entire career at Washington, obviously he was in the Pac-12, so this isn't like SEC level competition or Big Ten receivers that he's going up against, but some of the receivers that he was going up against were pretty good, and he didn't allow a single touchdown throughout the 18 games he started in college football. Think about that, guys. Not a single touchdown in any of the starts that he had in college football. That is extremely rare. He dominated at the college football level, and hopefully that translates to the NFL as well, guys. Okay, if you look at his other traits, he's aggressive. He plays with a dog mentality, very physical at the line of scrimmage. So if you want to play him in press, he can press a lot of the receivers. Hopefully in the NFL as well, he pressed a lot of them in college football and won his matchup against them. He's explosive. He has great change in direction. If you look at his timing when he's going up to swat the ball or go for the interception, his timing was pretty good, in terms of looking at when the receiver's going up and when he should be going up for the ball. Like, if you look at some of his tape, guys, I only saw some of it. Okay, I haven't seen a lot of it, but based on what I've seen, based on what people are saying as well, seems like he times his jumps pretty well, and that's a pretty important thing. Obviously, you guys know when you're playing cornerback, okay, you can't jump too early, you can't jump too late, you have to time it perfectly, and Kyler Gordon does that. And obviously his best trait, like I talked about earlier, is his athleticism. This guy is crazy athletic. He can probably match up against some of the more explosive receivers in the NFL, and especially in the NFC North, guys, you're gonna have to go up against Jameson Williams now. The Packers don't have great receivers. They actually drafted Christian Watson though, so he's pretty fast. You're gonna have to go up against him. Obviously the Vikings have Justin Jefferson, they have Adam Thielen, so you're gonna need cornerbacks in the NFC North, and this guy is a baller at the cornerback position on the opposite side of Jalen Johnson. Okay, if you look at his tackling ability too, this is one of the better tacklers at the defensive back spot in college football. Okay, he was a sure tackler, barely missed any tackles in college, which is going to be very much appreciated on the Bears secondary, a secondary that missed a lot of tackles last year during 2021. So very instinctive, guys, good tackler, good athleticism. I mean, this is the perfect match, I would say, for an Eberflus cover 2 scheme. Okay, you need cornerbacks that can play zone and this is a cornerback that can play zone, a cornerback that can also, he has enough speed to match up against some of the better receivers in the NFL, especially all the elite ones that you're going up against nowadays. Now, I know that, a lot of Bears fans, again, were not the happiest with this pick because they wanted it to go to the offensive side of the football, which, yes, I agree. Like, I would have loved an offensive pick here, but cornerback is also a really important position, guys, and the Bears didn't have the most depth, the most talent at the cornerback spot before this pick. I mean, Jalen Johnson was the only sure thing for the Bears at cornerback, and in today's NFL, that's not good enough, guys. Like, you need multiple good corners to have a good defense in today's NFL, and now the Bears have the ability to match up against, a lot of receiving cores in the league. I mean, with Jalen Johnson, with Kyler Gordon, this could be one of the best 1-2 duos in all of football, okay, at the cornerback spot. So I think that it is a really good player that we're getting. If I read you guys the stats, so at Washington, he was there for 4 years. So first year, he didn't really play too much, only appeared in 1 game, only had 2 tackles. Second year, he appeared in 13 games, had 32 total tackles, 4 passes defended. If you look at his third year then, appeared in 3 games, had 18 total tackles, 1 pass defended. And then last year was pretty much his best year, guys. Okay, appeared in 12 games, pretty much all the games, had 45 total tackles, 2 interceptions, 7 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, had a completion rate allowed of only 50%, had a passer rating allowed of only 47.3. I mean, really damn good football player, guys. I know it's tough for Bears fans to accept this because we all wanted offense, okay? It would have been nice to have offense, but we got a damn good football player at a very important position in today's NFL, the cornerback spot. And like I said, guys, I mean, on the opposite side of Jalen Johnson, this could turn into eventually one of the better 1-2 punches in the NFL, and especially with, maybe Tavon Young at nickel, maybe Thomas Graham at nickel, even Kyler Gordon, he has some experience playing nickel, so there's a lot of different combinations you could play with to see, what the best grouping is in this defensive back room. We also drafted Jaquan Brisker, which we'll talk about in the next video, out of Penn State, so another pretty damn good football player in the secondary. But I got high hopes, man, for our secondary, especially with the Eberflus-led defense. Like, this defense actually could be pretty good next year because of additions like this, okay? Kyler Gordon is one of the best cornerbacks in this year's class, and we got him in the second round. I just can't hate on the pick, guys. I mean, it's a really good football player that we're bringing to Chicago. I know it's not on the offensive side of the football. It would have been nice to have an offensive player, but if you're Ryan Poles, man, you have to get players on this Bears team. We don't have a lot of players on the team right now, really good, talented players, and Kyler Gordon is a very talented player that hopefully turns into, a pretty good cornerback in this league. So let me know what you guys think about this pick in the comments down below. I'll probably make my videos on the other 2 picks that we made tonight, Jaquan Brisker, Velus Jones, tomorrow, so that should be out on Saturday. This video will be out late tonight, late Friday night, probably after midnight, but hope you guys have a good night, and as always, bear down.